Hey everybody, I'm making this video to show you how to aggregate marks for an assessment or something on Moodle so that you can release them to students. So a common thing that happens in assessments on Moodle is you might have something like a class test which is made up of a number of different assessment types. I'm going to use an example from Mobile Computing 2026 to illustrate what I'm talking about. So you might have a class test which is made up of a quiz. This is a Moodle quiz which has like multiple choice questions and that sort of thing, and a number of programming questions. Okay, and we've decided that the multiple choice part or the quiz part is worth 8 marks, and the auto-graded programming assessments are worth these various amounts of marks. Now the question then becomes, how do you aggregate all of this into a class test mark? So I know a lot of lecturers do this using Excel, um, but that's a bit of manual work, and also it can be a bit of a poppy concern when you actually release the marks. So the way to handle this in Moodle is to set up a gradebook item. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to grades in order to set up the gradebook item. And instead of grader report, we're going to go to gradebook setup. Now in here, there's a list of all the assignments and quizzes that you've used in your course, right? Importantly, there's these class test 1 items. Now we then want to aggregate these into a category. So what we're going to do is at the top here, we're going to click on add category. And the category is going to be something like class test 1 aggregate. I can call it anything I like, but then I'll just point the students to that item so that they know where to look for their marks. Then the question is, how does it aggregate? Now, because these questions have different weightings, we're going to put weighted mean of grades. Okay. Then one of the options here says exclude empty grades. We're going to make sure not to tick that. Okay, what that's about is that it'll exclude items that the student didn't engage with. This could be appropriate in some contexts, but not this one. So for instance, if a student didn't hand in question 3, we shouldn't exclude it. We should just not give them any marks for it, right? And then for now, I'm going to make it hidden so that students can't see their mark. But at any point, if you unhide it, they'll be able to see it in the gradebook. So if we look here, we now have a class test 1 aggregate, which would give students their mark for the test. What we have to do is move the individual assessments into that aggregate. So I'm going to select all the items that go there, and then I'm going to click move, and I'm going to go to the aggregate. Okay, so now all of the items related to this class test are in sort of subfields of this question. And then here we've got the weightings which we need to define. Now in this case it's easy. I have written the number of marks in the question, so I can just copy it from there. Just give each question a weighting equal to the number of marks that it's out of. And what Moodle will do then is it'll calculate the percentage based on the total marks and multiply it by this weighting and eventually give you a correct class test mark. So when I hit save changes, then this is done. When students now go to their gradebook, they'll see an item called class test 1 aggregate, and that'll give them their class test 1 mark. Cool.